All right, so I've been sick for the past week. My voice is starting to come back, but I'm not sure how much I'll be talking during this video. But anyway, today I'm going to try to paint a glare on the water and see how it goes. I've got my usual limited palette, and I'm painting on a 16 by 20 inch panel today. Sketching in burnt sienna, and this will be the top of a wave right here, and this wave is rising up, about to break, so it's going to be very dark, probably the darkest part of the composition. And I think I'm going to need to artificially darken the water in order to make the glare stand out, but we'll see how it goes. There is some glare also on the horizon here, and I've put the horizon just below the halfway point on the panel because I do want to include some light in the sky as well. For the dark parts of the water, I'm using ultramarine blue, a bit of burnt sienna, and a touch of titanium white. And here I've got a darker mixture. I've used ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, burnt sienna, and no titanium white. I'm trying not to overthink this and work quickly. And some dark bits along the water line here as well. For the wet sand, I've added a bit of titanium white. I've sketched out some areas I want to leave unpainted because there are some bits of glare on the wet sand as well. I'm using a number 6 natural bristle flat. For this portion of the white water, I'm using ultramarine blue and titanium white. This area in here is going to be the brightest area of the painting, so I'll probably be using titanium white tinted with a bit of cadmium yellow lemon, possibly. For the sky, I've got a mixture of titanium white and ultramarine blue. When you're looking directly into the sun, there's not a lot of color, so using a limited palette seems appropriate. Although I do get a wide range of colors with my limited palette, but the limited palette also helps to maintain color harmony. And at this point, just looking at shapes, I just want an interesting pattern of clouds in the sky. All right, for the clouds, I'm going with a mixture of burnt sienna, titanium white, cadmium yellow medium, and alizarin crimson, paying attention to values. The light portion of the clouds has to be darker than the glare. here is the block in. I do like the shapes of the clouds and the water, so I am going to proceed, and I'm just gonna reinforce some of the colors and values. I do feel like the sky needs to get a little darker up towards the top, and I'd like to have a little bit more variety in the color of the water. Going back into the sky with a mixture of titanium white and ultramarine blue, and I'm no longer thinning the paint. Trying to keep my brush loaded. Still using the number 6 natural bristle flat, and I'm trying to make strokes with intention. If you apply strokes with confidence, nobody will question you. I'm adding more titanium white as I get closer to the horizon. I'm trying not to be too careful here. I like the irregularity of the brush strokes and the variety of transparency and opacity. I decided to use some phthalo blue because I wasn't able to get the sort of aqua or blue-green color that I was after with the ultramarine, and the value of the wave gets a little bit lighter as it moves off to the side. I'm gonna probably leave little bits of the initial sketch, you know, the purple from the initial sketch. I might leave that in there. For the water in the distance, I'm using a mixture of ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and titanium white. It's sort of a gray blue color, and the value gets lighter as it approaches this wave right here. So adding some titanium white, this will give the top of the wave some definition. I may have to adjust these values, but so far it hasn't been as hard to get the glare effect as I thought it would be. It's really all about values, not so much about color when painting glare. You've really got to exaggerate the darks in order to create that feeling of extreme brightness. All right, for the sand, I'm going with a mixture of titanium white, alizarin crimson, cadmium yellow medium, and a bit of burnt sienna. Also added some ultramarine to kind of gray down the mix or desaturate it a little bit. And I think I'll leave some of the purple showing through from the initial scrub in. All right, for the glare, I'm using titanium white and a bit of dioxazine purple. I'm thinking that having a white tinted with purple, playing off a white tinted with yellow, will create a light effect. Having those two complements next to each other often creates a feeling of light, and I'm keeping the mix thick. Dioxazine has a lot of tinting power, so it's a way to get a high value purple that's fairly clean. All right, now I've got a mixture of titanium white and cadmium yellow lemon. Even though the cadmium yellow lemon is a cool yellow compared to the cadmium yellow medium, I find that the light effect is stronger or greater when using the cadmium yellow lemon. All right, so here's what I finished up with. As I mentioned, my goal was to create a convincing feeling of glare on the water, and I do think it worked out. Again, it was all about values, making sure that I paid attention to my lightest lights and make sure that the surrounding values were dark enough so the glare would stand out. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like to see some extra videos and help support the channel, there's a Patreon link down below. Hopefully by next week, my voice will be back. Till then, stay creative. See you guys in the next video.